Oh my gosh, I need to get myself centered. I need to make sure I'm properly in frame. Okay, that looks all right. Okay, good. Hello everyone, and welcome to a new cosplay review. It's been like years since I've made a cosplay review video, so I'm excited to be back at it. Today I'm going to be reviewing a cosplay from CosplaySea, which is, I believe, a newer cosplay site. They reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in getting a free cosplay for the sake of doing a review, and I'm always down to review new websites, so I of course said yes. And so I'm going to be discussing this cosplay in this video, the good, the bad, and everything in between, and that's the plan. You guys know how reviews work, so I don't really need to explain it. Quick disclaimer before I get into it. The cosplay that you will be seeing in this video was given to me free of charge for the purpose of doing this review for you today. However, regardless of the circumstances of the video, I'm always going to be completely honest about how I feel about a given product or service, and this video will be no exception to that. And there are quite a few negative things I have to say about this cosplay, so I'm not going to like hold back or anything. I'm going to be giving you my completely honest opinion. So let's get into it. So the cosplay in question is this Mitsuri cosplay from Demon Slayer. They gave me the wig, the shoes, and the actual cosplay itself. So the products you'll be seeing in this video come from 3 different listings on their website. First, we have the wig listing, then we have the listing for the shoes, and then we have the listing for the cosplay itself. So just so that you don't think that like the entire cosplay comes as one listing, it's 3 separate products that they gave to me for this review. So I'm going to start off with the good. First of all, really important thing, this cosplay fits really well. I was very attentive to their size chart. I made sure to really study it well and really, you know, make as accurate of a decision as I could regarding the size of the cosplay that I was getting. And I have to say it fits really well. It's very comfortable and it's very easy to put on. There's a lot of different components to the Demon Slayer core outfits. And I have to say that like putting this cosplay on, just the way that it's constructed, it's very easy to put on. It's very comfortable to wear. So thumbs up to that. It's a cosplay that I've had a lot of fun wearing and I felt very comfortable in it. So I don't have any problems with the fit or the way it's constructed. That's all really, really good. The quality, I want to say overall it's fairly decent. There are a couple things that are not good about it, which I will discuss later on. But aside from those things, everything else is as you'd expect it to be. The fabrics are well chosen. They have good weights to them. Like the actual uniform part, it has a very nice stiff material, but it's not like really restrictive. It's nice and heavy and it keeps the shape really well. And then the outer little, like the white outer cloak, I want to call it, is a nice kind of free-flowing material. So all the materials were really well chosen for this cosplay and they're all very comfortable to wear and they all keep the right kind of structure for what they are. So that's a good thing as well. In terms of character accuracy, they did a pretty good job, aside from one little detail, which I will be discussing later on. But aside from that, the cosplay is completely accurate. So no complaints there. So just to summarize everything, the fit is really good. It's accurate to their size chart on their website. The construction is fairly good, aside from a couple nitpicks, which I will get into later, and the accuracy is fairly good, aside from one little nitpick that I have. It's also very comfortable to wear, which is a very important thing for cosplays. Now we're gonna get into the bad. Unfortunately, the bad on this cosplay outweighs the good on this cosplay. I have it all written down, and the number of things I have in the bad section outweigh the number of things I have in the good section. That's not to say that I don't enjoy this cosplay. I definitely do. I've really enjoyed getting to wear it. I'm very grateful for it, and I think it looks really good and it feels really good to wear. In terms of me getting it for free, it's very good. But in terms of me being a paying customer, if I had bought this with my own money, I definitely would have had some complaints. So that's what I'm going to be going over with you guys. All right, so the first negative thing I have to say about this cosplay is that it did not survive getting washed. I usually wash all of my cosplays just on a delicate cycle, and all of them have survived except for this one. What ended up happening, and I will put a picture up here, is one of the sleeves on the black top of the uniform, the seam on it like split and frayed a whole bunch. And it wasn't a super easy fix because the whole thing is lined. So you can't just go on the inside of it and like re-stitch it. on the machine. You'd have to like take apart the lining in order to do that. So I had to hand stitch it back together, and I was just barely able to do so. Obviously when it frays, there's very little seam left to work with. So I was able to kind of just by the skin of my teeth sew this back up, which does not really instill confidence. The other thing that didn't survive were the belt loops. They're sewn up now, but what ended up happening was at the top here, they ended up coming off. And this happened to 2 or 3 of the belt loops. So the belt loops just clearly were not sewn on very well. Luckily it was a very easy fix. It was much easier than fixing the sleeve, but it's still something that I wish I didn't have to do. That's really like a basic kind of construction thing that really should have been fine, but it wasn't. So that's another part that did not quite survive. The next thing has to do with the sandals. These are impossible to walk in, which I kind of knew going into it, but like actually trying to walk in these, I really couldn't, and I can't imagine walking in these during an actual con day. I think maybe if they had like more support around the ankle, they might stay on better, but they don't have any sort of like ankle loop, if that's what you call it, an ankle loop. There's nothing that goes like around your ankle to kind of attach them to your foot, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But basically these were really impossible to walk in. I made it about like 1 minute before I ended up just putting on my vesties. When we took video of this cosplay in the forest, I literally just brought my vesties and walked around in those, and then not sponsored by vesties, by the way, I just really like my vesties. I ended up walking around my vesties and then just changed into these when we had to take videos. So if you're planning to like bring these to a convention, it's really not going to be possible to wear them for a full con day, unfortunately. The other thing that makes these really difficult to walk in is the fact that the socks, which I will show you right here, the socks are literally just like that. There's no little like gap in them to go into the sandal. And canonically, she wears sandals, right? So no matter what, like you're going to be wearing sandals with this cosplay, the socks should really come, like they should come with that. That's an easy alteration to make. You can just sew it on the machine, but I feel like you shouldn't have to. I feel like given that this is the kind of footwear that this character wears, the socks should automatically have that little gap in them. The other thing about the socks is that they were way too high when I got them. They went all the way up to my crotch, which is absolutely massive. So I did have to alter them myself to make them the height that they are. They're still a little bit too high up on me. I do have to like pull them down in order to get them to a good height, but they're definitely a lot better than when I first got them. This isn't necessarily a terrible thing because some people are taller than other people, so having them be much bigger is better than having them be smaller than what you need. So, and it is a fairly easy thing to just use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine or, you know, serge them if you have a serger and just sew them to be smaller. It's not a huge deal, but it does feel a little bit excessive that they are as big as they are. Like literally they went up to my crotch, which is like, that's really big. So I feel like they could have been made smaller and that would have been a little bit better. But again, it's not really the end of the world, and it is better that they're too big than too small. The next thing is that this cosplay does not come with everything that is advertised with it. So on the actual listing, there are 2 pieces that are not there. So on the actual listing, which I will put right here to show you guys, they advertise this cosplay as coming with ankle straps. These ankle straps do not actually come with the cosplay. When the cosplay arrived, I did not receive these ankle straps. It's not the end of the world because they're not really necessary, but it would be nice, since they are advertised as coming with these ankle straps, that the ankle straps actually are included with the cosplay. The other thing that's not included is the little rectangle. In the stock images, there are 2 little rectangles on the front of the uniform, and the cosplay itself does not have this, which I'll show you in a picture. As you can see, they aren't there. So that's an advertising thing as well as an accuracy thing. Like, to be accurate, she does have those 2 rectangles on there because all of the Demon Slayer core people have those on there. And it's also an advertising thing because it is advertised as coming with these rectangles and it does not. So that is another discrepancy that I wanted to point out there. The final thing I want to talk about is the pricing. Now, like I said, I was very fortunate to have gotten all these cosplay pieces for free, which I'm very grateful for. And like I said before, in terms of me getting this cosplay for free, I really have nothing to complain about. Like, despite some of the drawbacks that I've outlined here, it's still a perfectly wearable cosplay. I felt great wearing it. I really enjoyed wearing it. However, if I were to have paid for this cosplay, I definitely would have been upset because this cosplay is $160 Canadian. I don't know how much that is US. That's probably like $130 US. For that price, I feel like you should be able to machine wash it. I feel like it should have the accurate rectangle on it. I feel like it should have the little indent in the toe. Like, these are things that I feel like for $160, this cosplay should have. The other thing I want to talk about in terms of their pricing is how insane the prices on their wig and shoes. I don't know if maybe this was like a typo or something like that, but either way, on their website, the wig is advertised as being, I believe, $67 Canadian, which for the quality of the wig, like, the wig is great. I think it looks great. It's held up really well. It comes pre-styled. All of that is awesome, but I don't think it's worth $67. I think for $67, you can definitely find better quality wigs out there, unfortunately. I feel like the quality of this wig is more so around $40 to $50, not almost $70. Like, $70 for a wig is a lot of money, and you can find a lot of Mitsuri wigs anywhere that are going to be the same quality for much cheaper than that. So I don't feel like that is a fair price. The shoes are priced at $75, which is insane. I feel like that's a typo, which, like, mistakes happen, but that mistake shouldn't be happening because that's an insane amount of money to be charging for these. Like, these are just, like, this is just foam. This is not a $75 item at all. So I feel like that was just a mistake on their website, but either way, that's how it's being advertised, and I don't feel like that's at all fair. Like, that's complete, like, I would say like $15 to $20 at most for those is what they should be charging. The final thing I want to talk about is their shipping time. I'm kind of conflicted on their shipping time. I placed the order for this cosplay on September 8th, 2021, and I received it on November 1st, 2021. So that's just shy of 2 months that it took to arrive, which seems like a very long time to have to wait. I mean, for me, given that it was a free cosplay and I didn't have to pay for shipping, I'm totally happy to have waited that long. But if you're a paying customer and you're paying for shipping, and I'm not sure what their shipping charges are, but I will take a look and I will put that on screen, what their shipping charges are. If you're paying for shipping, I really do feel like it shouldn't take 2 months to arrive. That seems like a really long amount of time. You can let me know what you guys think. Is that a long time to wait? Typically, buying cosplays, they'll come within like 2 weeks to a month. That's usually the range that they'll come within, and usually the month is on the long end, but they don't usually take 2 months. Like, that's the longest I've ever had to wait for a cosplay to arrive. And I've ordered cosplays on eBay before, and it didn't take that long for them to arrive. Like, it took like a month. Like I keep saying, in terms of me getting this cosplay for free, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy with it. Like, it's great. I don't mind all of the alterations that I had to make to it. I don't mind the little, you know, drawbacks to this cosplay. Like, that's not a problem. But in terms of paying all the money for this, and just given the prices that they're charging for this product, I feel like it should be a bit better. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on the situation. So yeah, that's my very brutally honest review of CosplaySea. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you are interested in checking out this cosplay, I will have links to all of the products down below. Definitely, I think the price of the actual cosplay is pretty fair, but I don't think the price of the wig or the shoes is fair, so I wouldn't recommend getting those. They did give me a discount code, which I'll have on screen here. I don't make any money or any commission off of this discount code. They literally just gave it to me to share, so here it is. So yeah, anyway, I hope you found this helpful. It's not the most positive cosplay review that I've done, but I like to be brutally honest with my cosplay reviews. If you are new here and you'd like to see more videos like this, I put out new videos every Sunday and it'd be awesome to have you here, so feel free to subscribe to see more. As always, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all next time. Until then, panda faces, please be sure to take care. Bye!